Hello everybody, my name is David, also known as Revender, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last episode, we conquered the first dungeon, and if you guys want to see how that went, check out the previous episode. This time, now that we've saved everybody that was held captive in the tower, we're going to be able to see what we do next, now knowing that we're actually able to take out these towers with the help of the warding scale. Now, if I sound a little different, it's because over this past weekend, today is Monday, literally like about an hour and a half before maintenance starts, I have been working on like adjusting my microphone sound nonstop, and I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm like super happy with it. But unfortunately, I still have a little bit more work to do. I'm probably going to do a little bit more during the maintenance and also getting out today's episode. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk to Thancred. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Razat for treatment. Aise and Y'shtola will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment, with support from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had your moment to catch your breath. Yeah, if you guys remember, we actually like fell from the tower basically. And with that, we can actually enter the Tower of Zot with our trusted people again. Control with that thing. Excuse me. Had enough rest, have you? You were never one for being idle. Right. Barshan bade us come to Megaduta at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they've finished sending to the prisoners. I'll wait. On second thought, you and Nissany should go ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Work. We left Graha in the alchemist's care, you see? Best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar. Just you and me then. The guardsmen at the gate should wave us through. And as you guys know, it takes a little bit of time to get over there, so I'll go on ahead and meet you guys back. Okay, we finally made it over here. I did not realize how long it was actually about to take me to get all the way over here. Honor Scions, you credential you. Oh. Okay, so I guess we don't actually need an escort anymore, which means that we're more or less free to explore the city, more or less? That would make the most sense. Though I've been at Razat before, this place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, we had best ask for directions from the sentry at the fountain. Lead away. And don't expect me to act as your tour guides like certain others. Alright, so we have Estinian with us for the time being. Kind of funny. But as always, I'll probably go on ahead and like link up with all the Aetherites and stuff off camera. For now, we're just going to keep focusing on progressing with the story before, you know, the maintenance comes up. Last thing we want is to have recording end a little prematurely. Wow, so in essence, we basically just have to take the long way around. And if the Aetherites closed, it's probably going to be very similar to how Yulmore was up until like, what's it called? Late Shadowbringers. So, oh, I see you weren't going to be a tour guide, but I see you have a talking point right here. Wait, so we still can, well, I guess we can attune to the Aetherites within this town, but maybe just the big one we can't use, or maybe that's just a plot device to not, I don't know. All right. Oh, well, you know, I just kind of kept hitting the A button there. There the two are.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent in more ways than one.
I mean, you were by like all the scientists, so it was all good.
To the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
You pulled one heck of a last-minute spell.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales.
I was about to say, he's about to be scaleless. He's about to be naked.
Accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzatan will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Nah, they just peel off. You'd be so... Oh my goodness.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
It looks like they just like ripped off like a whole like piece of his skin.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom you must look for answers.
I mean, she already like linked herself up to Kryl. All she had to do is do it again. Probably.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsormr did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
I agree.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
I feel that foreshadowing energy. I feel like we're gonna be coming back here and all of a sudden we're gonna be an instance where we're gonna be defending the town against Telophoroi or something like that.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Midgardsormr and I have crossed paths, yes. Or, I only wish you could be here with us now.
Yet even closed in sleep, my father's eyes are far from blind. He is watching over thee, watching over this world. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, for upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot, thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss.
Yeah, I was say you saw how much Tiamat was able to help us.
I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
You know, that's fair.
I must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
I think it was funny how small Alpha and how they looked in the background, kind of relative to my gunblade there. Very long cutscene though. Okay, probably gonna have to do a little bit more editing than I was ready to be making in the first place, but you know what? It's okay. So, what were you and Vitra talking about? Nothing? Very well, if you say so. The others have gone ahead to the High Crucible. Let's catch up with them. The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible. First, let's return to the Mulberry Orchard. All right, so we have to head over to the High Crucible to basically get our batch of warding stones for everyone to fight and kind of lead their own operations if you think about it. We may be the Warrior of Light, but we can't do this alone, so overall it makes sense. But I'm glad that we're not doing this in a like escort mission, I guess. I'm happy that everybody's slowly like been safe, I guess. I think the thing that's scaring me for this expansion is them killing out somebody who I've like come to finally like grow and know. Because obviously in that cutscene, we've seen like the different people in Heaven's Ward who are no longer with us. And I don't have as big of a connection to them as the ones that I've met and known throughout both Shadowbringers and Stormblood. When the street turns and okay, I keep forgetting that we're just following directions and that, you know, we don't have to read every little thing. But we finally made it to the High Crucible. Goodness gracious. We're here we're at last, of course, but at least we found the place.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for.
I was gonna say 3 whole boxes actually like didn't seem like a lot to me at first, but then I realized how small the scales are.
In fact, considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
I think that we should take down the towers. Personally. Are we gonna have another split operation?
Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated.
This is true.
To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
That's fair.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
All right. Sounds good to me. I guess we are kind of in more of a
Please,
waiting phase.
I must speak with you.
What's up, Nadana? I'm glad you're up and about again, though. I'm so happy.
Nadana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
I'm happy that you did come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough.
Would I say stay here?
All
Maybe.
of you. For everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom?
Because without them, we would have never had the
Due in
warning
no small
scale.
part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true?
Yeah, they already mass produced them while you were.
Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas.
Mm-hmm. That was all you.
It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
I'm happy for you. Oh, the flower.
Look at that! Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there?
Very special flower that changes based on the people's
How
emotions.
unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasa.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasa? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
Yeah, didn't we talk about that
You
before?
imply that it is distinct from ether.
Yeah, the power of emotion.
While foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasa, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasa can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion.
I see.
As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities.
I mean, that's been
That
Paladin's
is a
blessing, right?
manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
Or I mean, I guess you could also call it limit breaks.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense, you have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Really is.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
Fair enough. Let us take our leave then. All right, so in our next little mini objective, we are going to be heading to the Baldessian Annex. But I will meet you guys there in the next episode. So thank you guys also very much for watching. If you guys have not already, I do have a Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and my Discord link down in the description below. So I hope to see you guys all in the next one. I remember passing by here with Varshan. The situation being as it was, he regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life has yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is confusing, the food's quite good. I'm partial to Hamza myself. The meat is surprisingly tender and flavorful.